let's continue fighting the trainers of Route 113 and hopefully being a little bit more careful this time around, considering the fact that I almost died last video due to an untimely critical hit. Well, I guess that's to be expected considering the fact that I believe all the trainers here, all their Pokemon are at least level 30. Well, technically I do have 2 Pokemon that are also in their 30s, well, actually they're almost level 40, that being Gardevoir and Sceptile. But the point is, since I just recently got Skarmory, it doesn't have any EVs right now, so looks like I have to really be careful in hopes of not getting it killed because of a pretty strong move, especially special moves, since obviously Skarmory can't take special moves very well. Anyway, I'm going to progress a little bit backwards because there were a couple of trainers that I didn't fight last video, considering the fact that, well, there were 3 trainers there, and if I chose to fight all 3 of them, then I don't know which trainers would assault me. And if I was in a situation where I don't want to battle, then that could probably be catastrophic. And I want to avoid that as much as possible, considering I'm currently at a level disadvantage. Well, not right now, against the trainers. Okay, so the trainers I want to face are to my right. Just as soon as I pick up this item, I'm going to go to those 2 trainers. Okay, I believe they're this way. Okay, did I grab something here? Okay, yes I did. Okay, last video, I was talking a little bit about those power items from Generation 4 and beyond, and I think I made a little bit of an error. I think I said last video that I wasn't too sure if there was a power item that boosts your speed EVs, but turns out there is. I'm not really sure how I didn't think of that. Oh, a Baltoy? Okay, Gardevoir can't really do much to Baltoy, so I'm going to switch out to Sceptile, which I know could take this thing down in 1 hit. Well, Gardevoir could easily make quick work of Nenkata here, but still, Baltoy is a pretty defensive Pokemon, and I want to take it down as much as possible. Anyway, I didn't really... Oh, False Swipe? Okay. Kind of strange to see that on Nenkata of all things. Anyway, those power items, I didn't realize that there was also an item that boosts your speed EV. And that's kind of strange considering the fact that I have seen those items in Renegade Platinum. I guess maybe I forgot about them, which I don't know how that could have happened because I have used those items. Yeah, I guess maybe it was just a whole lot to remember and I just didn't really remember it at the time. But if I do get to that game at some point, then maybe you'll get to see those certain items. And also, just seeing Skarmory here, I did remember reading its Pokédex entry, and it says something about when Skarmory's feathers fell, people used them for swords and knives. And I did say I had a little bit of a problem with that. And that being, well, since Skarmory is flying high and it loses its feathers, doesn't it occur to anyone that metal wings like that or a metal object falling from the sky is potentially dangerous, especially if it's a sharp item? I mean, using something to make a sword or a knife is, I guess it's a good way to save something, but still. A steel object that's sharp falling from the sky, yeah, that is not very safe. So, yeah, I think that's another weird Pokédex entry, in my opinion, that is. Well, I've seen a whole bunch of weird Pokédex entries, but for that one, Skarmory's Pokédex entry that is, that seems a little bit dangerous. Anyway, moving on to something else. In Legends Arceus, I did manage to catch Palkia. Yes, I chose Dialga first, then Palkia, but unfortunately, I guess I kinda messed up on Palkia the way I see it. It did manage to defeat me quite a few times, mostly because I don't think I was doing the battle correctly. It was a frenzied Pokemon, so I had to throw as much bombs at it as possible. But what I didn't know I was supposed to do was, there was one specific attack that it was doing, and that was the perfect opportunity for me to throw the bombs at it, so that way maybe it could be a little bit petrified to the point where I could send in a Pokemon to completely deplete its HP. But I actually didn't realize I was supposed to do that. So basically, it felt like the same fight as Hisuian Arcanine. But since I was dealing with the legendary, I think it was much worse. And not only that, I guess I was not really prepared for its sudden attacks all that much since, well, Some of its attacks, it just came out of absolute nowhere, and I had no time to prepare for it at all. Yeah, I thought this would maybe be a cakewalk, but yeah, it looks like I ate my words. But I'll be honest, I think Hisuian Arcanine was a little bit more easier than Palkia, considering the fact that, well, actually maybe not, because I did say previously that I barely had any room to fight Hisuian Arcanine, so as you can imagine, maybe I did struggle with that fight a little bit. Especially with a circle of fire in the middle of the arena, and I had to plow through it just so that one attack from Hisuian Arcanine won't take me down. So yeah, it looks like I was getting deja vu vibes from Hisuian Arcanine's fight when I was facing against Palkia. But hey, this time around, I think I had plenty of room, but maybe I wasn't doing the fight correctly. I saw how some other people did the fights, and yeah, I kind of feel ashamed that I did the fight completely incorrectly. So if I do decide to replay Legends Arceus, hopefully I remember that for next time. But what I don't like is, it seems that Spatial Ren's attack has decreased just a little bit, from 100 to 95, I believe. And that's kind of a disappointment, considering, well, there wasn't really anything wrong with its power. I always thought 100 was pretty okay. But I believe some of the added effects of certain moves are no longer in Legends Arceus. I figured maybe that's okay, I guess. Well, for Hyper Beam and Giga Impact, I don't think there's that recharge turn, I believe, or that turn where you recharge. But still, I don't really like those moves very much, so yeah, I didn't really use them at all. Considering the fact that it is a normal type move, and normal doesn't have anything super effective to hit against. Which makes me think that maybe I should put Roar of Time back on Dialga. But maybe not. I think it's better off with Dragon Pulse. Well, considering that Dragon Pulse now doesn't miss, I think I should be perfectly fine now. Okay, this battle I should be pretty safe, even though I'm seeing a Pokemon that's not supposed to be at that particular level. I believe Trapinch evolves at level 35. So yeah, those moves I saw in Legends Arceus, I think I have to say that there was some unnecessary modifications to the power of those moves. Well, I guess maybe Special Ren still has that critical hit chance, but as for Roar of Time, I guess maybe it's just a normal move. I'm not too sure about that, don't quote me on it, considering I don't really like moves that involve recharging, or any moves that are a variant of Hyper Beam, and in case you couldn't tell. Okay, these two want a White Flutes. I don't know why you would want that, because that item is not very good, I have to say. Okay, by my account, I believe there should be at least 3 or 4 more trainers here. Okay, once again I gotta switch out because I don't want to take a fire type move to the face, and if I do survive it, then I might actually get burned, and I don't really want that to happen. Regardless of whether this Ponytail here has Ember or not, because it does have Ember. And seeing how Gardevoir traced Flash Fire, well, I guess maybe that's a little taste of what I'm going to be facing in the Labyrinth Gym when I eventually get there. Okay, this Ninja Boy over here, I believe he has nothing but poison types, so hopefully I'll be safe, since his poison types can't touch my Skarmory at all. But I do remember that his team gradually increases the next time I fight him, as some of his strategies are pretty annoying, I gotta say. Okay, yeah, using a poison move against a steel type. Well, as you can see, I'm perfectly safe, except not really, because looking at this Koffing's level, it might have self-destruct. Oh, Smokescreen? Well, that's kind of annoying, but lucky for me, I have Swift on me, so that way I can bypass this problem. But unfortunately, this move is a normal type move, so I don't get any stab on it. Should I switch out? Okay, maybe I'll stay in. So yes, those other legendaries in Legends Arceus, I gotta say, I think maybe catching them just got a little bit easier, believe it or not. Well, compared to the other games in which we had a pretty hard time catching them, in Legends Arceus it looks like it's pretty easy to catch them. Because for some reason I managed to catch Shaman, Darkrai, and Cresselia kind of easily. Okay, Yawn. I want to switch out, but at the same time this thing actually might throw Toxic at me. Okay, I think I have to take a chance, because since I don't have the blue flute yet, I want to end this battle as soon as possible. Okay, considering I'm at a 9-level advantage, that amnesia really shouldn't matter that much. But at the same time, at least I got rid of that accuracy drop from that smoke screen. So whatever Pokemon this guy sends out next, I'm gonna send back Skarmory so that way I could get the whole entire experience points. Okay. So yeah, Cresselia, Darkrai, and Shaman, they were pretty easy to catch. I'm actually surprised about that. Well, catching those legendaries don't come without some sort of exercise. What I mean by that is, when I got to Cresselia, I think it was using its psychic powers to reverse my controls. Gee, where have I seen that before? Maybe in the underground paths in the original Generation 4? Oh, disable? Oh man, you suck. Okay, might as well use Swift to get this thing out of my sight. Oh, what? It survived? Damn, Grimer's is... I didn't know Grimer's defense was that good. I never used that thing, actually. I only use Weezing. Anyway, Cresselia was using its psychic powers to reverse my controls, so naturally, it was kind of tricky getting to it. But in the end, I did manage to catch it. Oh, double team? Well, it's here if you really want it. But for me, I don't really want it all that much. I think it's better used for competitive battling. And speaking of which, I'm actually glad that that move is not in the game anymore, considering the fact that evasion boosts are pretty annoying. Not to mention the fact that the stat boosts that you get from using certain moves, they go away after a certain amount of turns, which I guess is kind of questionable, I guess. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of it, actually. So yeah, I'm just going to say whatever and move on. Okay, before I fight that trainer, there's actually an item down here. I believe this item is somewhat easy to miss, so yeah, just know that it's there. I think maybe I did miss that item a few times, but eventually I did manage to remember that it's there. Okay, level 32 Aeron. Okay, this thing no doubt is going to stall because I'm at an 8 level disadvantage, so I'm just going to make quick work of it with Sceptile. Oh yes, another legendary that I guess maybe I had a little bit of trouble with was Heatran, I guess. I believe it was charging at me, and I didn't realize that I was supposed to throw balls of mud at it just to stun it, because I've never really done that all that much, especially when it's against a legendary. Well, if it's against a frenzied Pokemon, I don't think those items actually work all that much, so yeah, I didn't know that I was supposed to throw balls of mud. Okay, these two trainers, I actually want to fight them, but I don't think I have enough time to do so, so I think I'm just going to make a pit stop to Fall Arbor Town and maybe take a look around. This town is not very big, so hopefully I should be done with it maybe until next video. So, since I'm almost at the end of the video, off screen, I think I'm just going to collect as much ash as possible, and when I think that maybe I collect enough ash, I'm going to go to that guy in the glass workshop and get all my fruits. Okay, this lady right here, I believe her name is Lynette. Yeah, she is the creator of the PC system in the Hoenn region. So her home, I believe it's on Route 114. So yeah, I won't be visiting her for quite a while. Yeah, just want to let you know that she created the PC system in the Hoenn region. Although she was briefly alluded to in Fire Red when I believe Celio actually mentioned him. Okay, this guy says that shady characters are wandering in and out of Professor Cosmo's house. I think we all know who that is. I think we all know who they are, I should say. Okay, anyway, I think I'm gonna stop here for today. Next time, we're going to explore more of Fall Harbor Town and move on. See you all next time.